Hey, it's me. So, I got a few Blu-rays that I recently watched, and I want to give you my thoughts on them. Guess the one that jumps out at me is Synapse is continuing releasing some horror or some Hammer horror, and I just now noticed I see some nipple on this, so I won't show it all just in case. So it's the new Blu-ray of Hands of the Ripper. Actually, the first time I saw this was on Netflix, and decent enough movie. Just started it a little too late, and I kind of passed out asleep. But this time I was wide awake, and actually found out some of the extra features that this actually showed on network television back in the 70s. So it's kind of strange because can you imagine this being showed on ABC to now, a Hammer movie? But those were different times. So the quality on this, it kind of ranges or varies a lot. But there is some scenes that has a lot of grain to it, and then there's some scenes that look pristine. So I guess that's just part of the film elements. What was available, and Don May probably did not want to do any noise reduction to make it look soft or unnatural. So, but the story is a little girl. His father basically is Jack the Ripper. He comes home. He kills her mother in front of the small baby, and then it jumps ahead until she's a young girl, probably 18, and she's having some traumatic flashbacks and stuff like that. So I'm trying to think if it's relatively gory. It has some gore in it, but not too much. So, but it is a Hammer film. It was on the cusp of them changing over to more nudity and exploitation, more gore and more nudity. I would say it's hard to. I would like to recommend it if you're a Hammer completist, but it is kind of in my view, a minor Hammer film. But you know, definitely if you haven't picked up Twins of Evil, that's by Synapse as well. That looks awesome and is a cool little vampire film. Vampire Circus is a great film that they also released on Blu-ray, and it looks awesome. So if you like completists and you like Jack the Ripper kind of tales, you might enjoy this. So I give it about a 2.5 out of 4 stars. The presentation and the extras and stuff is always top notch. They have a music isolation or isolated music track, and does have a featurette which I did not get to watch yet, but I will take a look at that later. From another DVD and Blu-ray manufacturer, we have Roberto Bava's Kidnapped, which came out in the big Bava sets back in the day. I actually saw it on a VHS. I think it was, trying to think, it was probably in early 2000s, 2002 or something like that. This movie was kind of kept from being released, at least that's my memory of it, by the distribution company or some of the investors. There's some kind of money owed or some kind of rights issue. It was made around 76 or something like that, and it's definitely if it's got out or was released, I think it may have led to some other films being offered or something for Bava, because it definitely is a change of pace between his gothic and gothic horror movies that he's basically known for. This one's straight up a kind of a hostage movie. Some guys, including George Eastman, rob a bank, and then they jump and take over this car with an old man and a small boy in the back who's laying down. He says he's sick. From there, they use the old man to drive them out of Rome, and take them somewhere, and along the way they pick up a chick, and wackiness ensues. There is a pretty cool twist to the movie, so if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. I know this version differs from what I saw. It was more of a reconstructed version on the VHS that I had watched, so it had a different beginning, but it made... I like the way that ended, or that began. The beginning also tied into the ending of that version, but it's not on this disc, so it looks really good. I kind of scanned through it because I recently watched this film just to see what kind of quality it is, and it's really a good quality. As some of the daylight scenes and stuff like that are really stunning with the landscape and stuff like that. It is in Italian with subtitles, which the previous versions I've seen are as well. This is by Kino. They've been releasing quite a lot of good stuff. Speaking of Murabava, some other stuff that Kino released, Hatchet for Honeymoon, which is one that I hadn't seen before. I think I have it, but never quite got around to watching it. It's very, very colorful and got a wacky story. And since I'm getting married tomorrow, I may have a hatchet for honeymoon. I'm not sure yet. If anybody wants to buy me a hatchet, please do so. And of course, one of my favorites is Black Sunday. So I mean, these movies, in particular, this one is awesome looking, black and white. It is a step up, but I would say it's a slight step up from standard definition. And of course, you got the Tim Lucas, Mr. Bava himself. He knows everything about Murder Bava. So he does the commentary as always. It's a very fun movie, especially around Halloween. AMC showed this one time, and first time I think I watched it, and I was really like, wow, this is awesome. So you got a bunch of these and a bunch of these. As far as my rating on Kidnapped, it really belongs more than as of a thriller type of movie than a horror movie, so don't expect anything like that. It is kind of like I say, a kind of a hostage movie, except it's in a car, and I say 90% of this movie takes place in a car. And of course, it's an Italian car, so it's a small car. So, it's definitely something you wouldn't think, or Morabava doing. So, I would definitely say if you're interested in this, if you're a Bava completist, of course you'll get it. If you're just a normal guy, you might just kind of rent it or something like that. As far as a rating, I would again give it. It's not one of my favorite Bava movies, but it's definitely a curiosity piece. So I give it another 2.5 stars out of 4 if you want a rating from me, which, yeah. But two pretty good as far as transfers. These both I would say Kidnapped, at least as far as my consistency. I would say this one has a really good transfer. Hands of the Ripper has I would say it's like a 3 out of 4 as far as that. I can't hold against any green, but it's there, and it there is in some scenes back and forth when they switch scenes, you can definitely see a different look to the film. But again, that's the film, not Don May or Synapse. So if you like it, so get it. See you.